First boss we tested. It's like between the fourth and sixth boss in the raid. I don't. Well, I guess probably third and fifth, something like that. I don't know if the raid's non-linear or if it is like the fourth boss, like it is in the dungeon journal. But it was pretty fun. This is kind of like Aldrachi Reaver Heaven, where you're just like funneling like crazy AoE onto the boss. Because it's like two sets of these dudes. And then there's this group soak that you alternate. And then there's this ad that spawns. So it also has like a ranged two target cleave damage profile. Which I don't fucking care what my guild says. I am not swapping onto that fucking ad. Dude, I am not swapping. I did like bitch duty and undermine and it sucked balls. I'm playing my class's damage profile in this fucking tier. Otherwise, like, why bring a fucking how DHS out of a raid buff? And so there's like all this AoE that you're padding, and not much is really happening in this first phase. It's kind of boring. Hopefully, the mythic mechanic makes it interesting, or like increasing the health of everything makes it interesting. Because like, if these ads make it to a pylon, I think they heal the boss or they do like crazy damage or some shit. But you can like CC them, stun them. I don't know if they're immune to that on Mythic though. And they like die so fast because it's tuned so easy. And there are these lines that come from all three of the pylons, but they're pretty easy to dodge and they don't really do any damage right now. And so you're just doing that until 50%. Just padding, padding, padding. I think no, this isn't the knock. I think it's in like 10 seconds from now, 15 seconds from now. But like he'll do a knockback and then you go into the intermission and you have to like kill 3 pylons. Yeah, here it comes. Which this shit does like a lot of damage. This is like rip CDs. Um but they finally made an intermission that doesn't suck ass, dude. You can actually DPS shit during intermissions this tier. Instead of like all the bosses going immune. And they're not picking anything to hit. And so you blow these up. And they have like these lines. These lines hit really hard. That shit hit me for like 60% of my health bar, 70%. And these two ads, they also do a fuck ton of damage. But once you kill these pylons, you're about to get like a really big 3 target cleave window, which is fucking chef's kiss. Just funnel, funnel, funnel. So you're just padding, 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 and it's very much just straight back into P1. Like you just do that again, and then you phase at 25%. And this is when I was playing with like fucking stock UI, so my damage is like fucking dog piss. And then here's our phase. Same thing, there's a knock, and you throw it on CDs. I meta immune that. And then, like, that end of the room, there's like that dark ship. If you get sucked into that, you die. And there's like a boss pull mechanic where you get pulled towards the edge of the room and it speeds up the longer you're in the phase. So maybe on Mythic you lust here and you just fucking like blow them up. But outside of that, it's like the same mechanics. It's just like add spawn, and then there are these beams now, but they don't really do anything, but just don't stand in them. And then it's like don't get sucked off the ledge. But it's a pretty fun fight. I mean, I liked it. Uh, it's not my favorite of the. Jesus, what is this guy's name, bro? Huh? These fucking M plus Andes start wilding out at fucking 1 a.m. And then this is the triple demon hunter fight. I also like this fight. I just wish things did more damage so you could get like an actual idea of how the fight's going to play out. Because nothing really hits hard enough to kill you outside of like not soaking. And so first of all, this room is fucking sick. Like there's a fell circle. Apparently you can go out of it right now, but I'm sure that'll get fixed. And so like the shadow dude, he debuffs like 3 people, and then he also throws shit on the ground, and those people have to like soak it, so you'll see that in a little bit. They're like eye beams, just demon hunter shit that you either avoid or just heal through. There are Kaiveza beams, that's like the blade dance mechanic. And so the people who got debuffed, they stand in these puddles and they soak it to make it go away. And then there's that hunt mechanic where you have to like line up to soak it, but if you're next to people inside the line, you'll kill each other, so you have to make a pretty big line. And that's pretty much all in like the main phase. Like that's like the shadow fell rush the caster dude does. But nothing else really does enough damage to kill you. Just like don't fuck up those mechanics and you're vibing. And then it's time based. Um when they fill up their energy bars, they do their little ult and it goes in like an intermission. Which I think the intermissions are pretty fun. They're kind of easy though. Maybe they're harder on Mythic. Like there's just more where it's faster. But the first two, I think it's set. It'll always go Shadow Guy, then Havoc, then Vengeance. This one's really easy. It's like the Fire Rack intermission where you just soak the balls, but you can't soak too many because it leaves a stacking debuff on you. But it's super chill. And you just keep DPSing the whole time, so it's a W intermission because you don't have to stop. And then once he finishes his cast, you go back to 3 target cleave, and it's a vibe. Very big vibe. And it's just like the same mechanics over again. And then I think on Heroic week 1, unless they like tune it super tight, you're probably going to be able to kill it without seeing the 3rd intermission, which is by far the hardest one. Like the 1st and 2nd intermissions are super easy, but the 3rd one is like you have to dodge Fell Dev and it like covers half the room and it has like a super fast cast and it fucking wrecks. We saw it once when like half the raid was dead, but like we're about to get the 2nd intermission and the bosses are like 10% health. Alright, so right here, energy fills up, intermission. And it's basically Kaiveza beams or blaze lines. You just take them out, plant, don't kill people, and you're just chilling. It's super easy. And then we kill the bosses here. Um, they do ramping damage when they die, like those crystals, like that green crystal, and then the shadow guys are gonna drop a crystal. The first one doesn't really pulse bad, but when 2 are pulsing in it together, you start getting like fucking blasted. The damage like ramps up really fast, so You gotta have like a super tight kill time. But that fight was sick. Um, I think my favorite fight was the Nexus King, that guy. And then probably this one. And then the last guy I just watched. And my least favorite is this fucking boss. I think this boss might be fun. It's just going to depend on the tuning. Because it's like, there are literally two mechanics. So if the DPS race slash HPS check isn't tight, it's just going to not be interesting. So the first mechanic is a wall spawns behind you, and the second mechanic is you get knocked backwards to break walls, and then if 6 walls form a line and reach the boss, he starts doing his little enrage cast until you break him. But problem is we killed it in 2 minutes 46 seconds, so it was like super quick. It wasn't really anything. But the damage taken, I think this is the boss that probably does like the most damage to the raid that we did on testing. Like it seems like the numbers, like the values they used were fine for the most part. The FPS issues are fucking crazy right now though. I don't know what was going on during this fight, but it wasn't good. So hopefully that gets fixed. I don't know if it was like add-on related shit or what. But yeah, like your raid stands in the middle. If you get the arrows, you take them to the sides to make walls. And then when you break walls, a bunch of swirls spawn that you just don't stand on. And then you just blast the fucking boss. But hopefully it's like a super fun like sludge fight or something like that, where it's like just an insane DPS check. Because I don't remember the last time we had like a low mechanics, high DPS requirement fight. The last time for me was like Sanctum of Domination, because I didn't do Jailer Tier, I didn't do Vault of the Incarnates, I didn't do Aberrus. Smolderon was kind of like that, but not really. I'd say Smolderon had kind of tight mechanics. Like, he didn't have a lot, but like, if you fuck a man with mechanics, you're just like dead after like the first 45 seconds or whatever. And then we just kill it here because it's easy as fuck. There's like nothing really to test. It's literally just like two mechanics. Also, I don't know what our druids were doing. Hold on. Our druid this guy's doing 13 million DPS at 40 seconds in. So I think there's like some sort of yeah, he's still doing 12 mil at a minute. I think there's like a bugged druid interaction. I don't know if it's like with tier or with a weapon or something, but doesn't seem right. And then this is by far the fucking sickest boss. If they do this fight right, I think it's probably gonna be my favorite fight of the tier. So like P1 is like Denathrius P1, where it's like you get 3 stacks of Oathsworn and you have to get rid of them by the time you transition or you die. Well, you get MC'd when you die on this fight. And so he does like an Agrimar tank frontal, so it's like he casts 4 abilities, 2 frontals, 2 swirls in random order. And so you face the frontals away and then you group soak the swirls to drop your stacks, which is really cool. And we were double soaking it just so we didn't have to stop DPS. If you end up having to stop DPS, this fight's going to be cringe. But And there are these lions. There's like the thick end, like right there, and then it like gets thinner as it goes forward in length. And it like there's a visual at the thick end that shows you the direction you're getting punted. Because like you get flung towards the thin end. But you just take those out. And then you just fucking that guy didn't fucking take that shit out at all. He just ran straight into melee. But you just vibe out and blast the boss. And he phases at 50, I think? Yeah. And so you get out of that, he summons a dragon. And you want to DPS the dragon because in the last like intermission before the final phase, he heals himself for like the remaining health of the dragon. Yeah, there's like the arrow mechanic. Dude, I almost fucking died there. Dude, I got like clawed straight into another fucking beam. Rail line. This beam is super sketch though. Oh shit. Hold on. This is my first time actually seeing the indicator. I didn't see that. I didn't realize you could actually see where the beam was coming from. So he like the boss shoots a beam into a portal, and then the beam comes out of like a bunch of different portals. But I was like hardcore melee POV, so I didn't really see any. He's just a fucking line behind me, just blasting my shit, dude. So next time there's testing for this boss, I'll have to pay more attention to that. And then your raid splits into two. Eh. And you focus the Titan because when it hits max energy, it like explodes and wipes you if you don't kill it. But apparently the other platform's different. I don't know what that one looks like, but for us, we have like this beam guy. But we almost missed a DPS check here. I think people went to like the wrong side or something. And they're like swirls just move out of him. Dodge beam, kill Titan. Yeah, I don't know. The first pull, we killed the Ethereal and we almost killed the Titan before it exploded. But on this pull, we're hard focusing the Titan and we like barely kill it, so we had to have been missing hella people. And then you come back down and you're trying to just like squeeze damage on this fucking dragon before you phase. For some reason it didn't pull me there. I'm not sure why. And there's another beam that I just totally fucking eat. And then this is the lust phase, but we lusted on Paul. So he takes 100% more damage here, and this is like insane healing requirement. Like there's so much damage fucking going out right now. And boss takes double damage, so you just like turbo nuke the dragon and get it as low as you can before the phase ends. And then he eats the dragon. And then this is where we're about to wipe, but this is where the phase gets like super sick. I think the play is you just like make all the debuff people like equidistant from each other so that your circles don't spawn in like super fucked positions like ours are about to. Like we have 4 people on this side of the room. So so all of these spawn over here. And then they're about to like pop the fuck off. Yeah, we have like all 4 of those over there instead of like in a circle around the room. And then apparently the boss frontal you can like break these, but I think we missed with all of our frontals. Oh no, we did hit that one. Okay. I guess you like have to pop these one at a time before they explode or something. Or I guess you have to pop them just to make room. But yeah, this boss looks sick as fuck. I'm super hyped for that fight.